How are we doing tonight, everybody? It's Josh here with Inktology, and tonight we're drawing a voluptuous goddess. It'll be a little risky here, a little risque is what I mean. So anyone younger than the age not appropriate to look at this stuff, you got better things to do. You know what I mean? So go do those things. Anyways, if you guys have been watching my live stream, thank you for watching again. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It'll definitely help out your artist friend here, me, Josh. And before we begin, let's do some history. Who is Astarte? Astarte was a principal goddess of the Phoenicians and the Canaanites. Now, she was incorporated into the Egyptian mythology as a daughter of either Ra or Ptah. I don't know how to say the name, Da. She was often depicted naked, bearing weapons, riding a horse, or sometimes riding a lion. That's pretty hot. According to one story, the Egyptian mythology, Ptah and the other gods were forced to pay tribute to the sea. And given gifts of silver and gold, stuff like that, and stones, were brought to the seashore, but the sea wanted more. That sea, always just wanting more, just engulfs everything. The god then told Astarte to take more offerings to the sea. And when the sea arrived at the shore, or when she arrived at the shore, Astarte mocked the sea. She's like, nah. Who responded by insisting that he gave Astarte herself as a gift, right? The sea was like, I want you. So the great gods covered Astarte with jewels and then sent her back to the shore, but this time, Seth accompanied her, and they fought the sea. Probably Seth and her, fought and won, and Seth saved her and stuff. That's usually how the story goes, but we don't know because the last part of the story is missing, right? But the name Astarte is sometimes translated as womb, or which is that which issues from the womb. So she's the goddess of fertility, right? Associated with love, procreation. Her cult actually practiced a lot of temple prostitution among her devotees. So if you were going to join a cult, that would probably be the one you'd want to be a part of. I don't know, possibly. In the Old Testament, though, this is what we're getting into. And the name I found originally was Ashtoreth. And the funny thing is that King Solomon had a temple built in her honor near Jerusalem, and the Israelites sometimes revered her as the goddess, as the queen of the heaven and the wife of Yahweh. Go get that. Ain't that some news? The wife of Yahweh. You might hear the name Yahweh presented in Christianity quite a bit. So they never talk about Ashtoreth or Astarte being the wife, because they have to keep it as the one God thing. But this is back in the day when all this stuff originated, so there you go. Fun fact there. Okay, so the Ashtoreth and Ashtaroth of the sea seems to be viewed as identical to Astarte. So there's other names for her throughout the legends and the mythology of history. She's the mother of gods. She's even said to have 70 children. I mean, she got around. Just pop, 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 pop. Who were these other gods that she was messing with? We don't know, but she did her duty. According to text dating back to the 14th century, though, BC, the supreme god El took two women, generally believed to be Astarte and Anat, and these are Egyptian gods. Astarte, the light, heavenly aspect, right? In one text, they both described as the daughters of Neith, an Egyptian mother goddess. Moreover, they were both known as Lady of Heaven. Aphrodite is widely believed to be developed from Astarte. So you can see that she's kind of the earlier female god of fertility. One of the statues is her just holding her boobs up, just like weapons or something. It's her boobs and her body. She's supposed to be hot, but her hair is not very attractive. It looks like she's wearing a beanie in some of these stoned images that they carved of her. So what we're going to do today is draw a non-sexualized, but flirting with the provocative look of a voluptuous woman goddess. Talk about a lot of research. It was not easy because I had to find a few references I'm taking from. But I'm gonna say that the closest one I found that would not be able to show her boobs and her nipples and make this thing rated R or mature, because everything else to kind of showcase a goddess like that, the poses were too anime, like, looking from behind the butt. It's kind of like too. Also, you got to remember that if she's a goddess, she shouldn't be presented as someone submissive. In a lot of photography and the references of females I found were either too action-packed like superheroes, which I didn't want, or they were based on kind of a perverted kind of Japanese anime pose, and that's just not what I'm not down to give her that submissive look. I want her to be strong, kind of let's say not too strong, not too muscularly strong, but someone who, when you see her, you're like, oh, she could destroy me at any time. But then she also has to get that vibe of very provocative and attractive. So this is the and I don't want to show her boobs too much. Don't want to show her hips too much and her lower area. I want her legs and her arms to give that enticement. And Monica Bellucci is the closest model I have found to give me a body that has that kind of look. So today, we're running with her model and a few other poses and looks. So let's get started. We're going to do a pencil first. We're not going straight to pen. This may take me a day or two because I want to get this right. I like this. This is my first time to do a female goddess drawing, and I don't want to slack around. So let me zoom out. Okay. And if you were watching yesterday's live stream, I was having fun with different poses and kind of showing the body. But these were too thin, too anime-like. And I didn't want to pose like this. This was like very Japanese. This is too action-packed. This would have been okay, but it's too like, just surprise, surprise. I need a powerful. So here we go. Let's begin. Let me drop down the brightness of my top lamp real quick. Ooh, too low. So, as I was trying to research some people to find to use as references, I searched a few names. Um, one being Beyonce, obviously a strong woman. She is like, when you think of strong, attractive women, you're probably thinking of her. And then there's a few others like Angelina Jolie, but so Beyonce didn't work out because she's way too like. I'm not trying to say she's thick in a bad way. I'm just saying she's too thick for the goddess look. I mean, she's a goddess already, right? Right? Am I right? She's queen. Um, but I'm trying to provoke a little bit of a different look. Oh man, drew her leg way too close. And I'm trying to find someone who's not only provocative and very attractive in their own standards of like. I just don't want them to be too like. I kind of wanted like a kind of a thicker woman. I do, but I didn't want it to be too thick. Like, obviously Beyonce is not that way, but like. The form has to be right, and you have to be kind of looking at it that way. A lot of people would probably disagree with me that she's perfect and, stuff like that. But for what I'm trying to design, she was close, but she ain't perfect. And Angelina Jolie had too much of a kind of a sexy vibe to her, so she didn't really work out. And then, let's see, who else was there? There was another one who was perfect, but I couldn't find a good pose for her. I couldn't really find a decent stance for her. Everything she was in was like bathing suits, and it was who was her name? Oh man, she's from the '90s. Sheesh. If I looked up on my phone, I could tell you. Let me just Gianni, no. Sorry, I have to use my phone for a second. Gabrielle Union. Yes, Gabrielle Union. She's kind of got the like a body that I was going for, but all her poses were kind of just either too normal or nothing at all, like too like posing model-esque. I need something that said strong, dominant, voluptuous, wise, queen-like, and yet, inviting in a way. Very difficult to find a pose. And then I was thinking, like, what woman scared me half to death when I was younger, right? Monica Bellucci in The Matrix. When I saw her in The Matrix, I was like, what is happening? What are these feelings I've never felt before? But she's got that Italian kind of look that's just, Italians are scary to me. Beautiful people, but I feel like they can punch me through a wall any day of the week, which I'm pretty sure they agree with me. I got done watching Raging Bull today. Raging Bull is a movie by Martin Scorsese. If you haven't seen it, it is very good. I realized I never finished it. That's what it was. I think I watched it when I was younger, and I never finished it. Mainly because I wasn't sure where the story was going when I was younger, and it's just a fascinating film because Scorsese is I think he's Catholic, but he's like a Christ believing kind of guy, and all his movies have this tone of like kind of like a man's sinful nature, or biblical scriptures being interpreted. I love his films. One of my favorite films of all time is actually from him called actually a couple are actually from him, but his main one is called Silence, and is one of his more recent films. And Silence is about a Portuguese missionaries Jesuits that went to Japan to kind of convert them, but found resistance, heavy resistance. And I love that story. I love it because I love Japan, and I love how they treated the whole situation. And I love the actors. I love Liam Neeson and Andrew Garfield in it, and how it kind of showed the true story, like the true side of what the Christians went through and stuff like that. Not in a good way either. And it was like finally we get some kind of raunchy, bad perspective of how they kind of destroy culture and stuff, and why the Japanese didn't want them there. But yeah, it was great. I thought it was fantastic. Definitely give it a watch. One of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah. So, man, I'm getting the sniffles. I'm definitely allergic to these gloves, so I have to buy new gloves soon. But I have like 30 more to go through. So until then, I'm just gonna have the sniffles, and you're gonna have to deal with me doing this live stream art cast, blowing my nose every half second. Okay, so let's talk about the drawing real quick. I need more light. Why do I not have enough light? Maybe I should raise this up. It's a little bit better. Still too bright. Crazy. Okay, so as you can see, we have the pose. This is the pose I was going for. She's strong. She's kind of scary a little bit, but it's also, I need to lighten up her eyebrows. I think she shouldn't be so angry. I think that's what's really giving it the Ghostbusters vibe, you know? You know Ghostbusters 1 when they see the painting, and the painting is like angry of that dude. And he's like, man, this guy's going to jump out of the painting and kill us. And he does, or tries. It's kind of like got that vibe. Female eyebrows are usually pretty easy because they start off thick in the front and they head to a thinner brow at the end, right? So thicker up here, then thinned out. Okay, so the pose is this, and I'm loving the pose. It's perfect. This is a perfect pose for a goddess, right? You have her, she's naked. I don't have to do too much to her to show her. She's the goddess of fertility, so she's got to be ready for the physical actions and stuff of that nature. But I am going to give her some adornments, some jewelry and things of this nature. And as well as some fur. I think a lion fur, and then maybe even wings. I even thought about giving her wings of like a dove, like giving her freaking wings. I don't know. Maybe wings would be cool. It's my interpretation of how I see her. I think that'll be fun. Because I'm trying to mix a few mythologies here to make it work. And all these commercials are quite annoying. I have something nice for my break. I have to take a break in a few minutes or in a little bit. And I have a nice little commercial break of a short film video of my travels I'm going to be putting on. Hey, Nia. Hey, what's up? I love how one stream you draw outside, the next one inside. Oh, I get it. I wasn't sure what you meant. Sorry. Yeah, mainly because I'm just trying out how the lighting works in different places, and then plus, the office doesn't if I'm sharing this office space, so if someone's in here using it and they have a meeting going on, I don't want my live stream for people to be hearing their meeting and their stuff. So I have to like take my camera, run outside, set up it real quick on the balcony or something like that, and try to make it work. Yeah, it's tough stuff. It's not easy. I would like to have consistent lighting, consistent sound, all that jazz. But this is me to have fun. No, I get you. I understand. What got me was the poop symbol. I was like, wait, did I take a crap on one of my drawings somewhere? Like on the outside of my drawing? Like, I don't know. I was like, yeah. Anyways, but I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad you're here and, you joined me for the live stream. I'm drawing a naked woman. And, 1 second. Or a naked goddess. She's not fully naked. Obviously, we ain't got her nipples showing and we ain't got anything else showing. Keeping it somewhat classy. Because that's what art is about, keeping it classy. Okay, let's get back to wiping off all this stuff I just spilt all over me. But yeah, I have a short little video I'm going to be putting out every time I do, not every time, but for the next couple videos of my live stream of my travels. Because I noticed that it's better for me to take a break midway and go get the battery charged and replace it and stuff. While I'm doing that, you guys can watch like a 2-minute little video, or you don't have to watch it all. Maybe you can go use the restroom as well. But good to have you, Nia. All right, so the goddess Astarte. Now, should she have a crown? Okay, well, it looks like from the mythology books and the images of statues, she does have some kind of head adornment. I think what I'm going to do is probably create my own. Instead of having her have physical wings, where I think she is at one point, she has wings like an angel kind of thing. I don't want to do that. I don't like putting wings on people unless they're like Archangel from the comic books or they're meant to. In my comic book, the angels will not have wings like that. I think they will be. I don't know. I haven't really decided because I know the Bible and many Christian mythology has angels with wings and armor like knights. But if you read the Bible, they don't really have those kind of qualities. They're more scary and frightening. So I don't know. They're actually more like dragons and things like that, which is kind of interesting. But for her, she's got her main thing is a lion and then dove. So how do I put a lion on her and still make her classy? I think if I put a scarf kind of thing where she has fur, it may look kind of cool. Or maybe around her hip, like fur would be kind of cool. But then that's not a lion. A lion has a mane. So a mane would probably be good around her neck. Maybe I can do like a very sexy mane. And then for her head adornment, I could put like a small crown with wings coming down. Yeah, I think that's kind of hot. Yeah. Because if I put them up, that would just be like the Flash or like, some kind of weird thing. I don't want to do that. So let us begin. And as for her legs, maybe I'll put some toe rings and some jewelry on her. But keep her pretty in the nakey shaky. So let's do first the erasing of her neck shadow, since we're not going to be doing that. And we'll go into inking in shortly, which is great because this will be a lot of inking of her form, and I think there's a lot of tutorial to that. But let's zoom in and get started. Get Astarte. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it, Nia. Um, I'm sure yours is just as good. I honestly wish my steadiness was better, to tell you the truth. I would, yeah, I wish it was better. It's very hard. I didn't realize how difficult it is because I'm usually drawing when I do draw without the camera. Like I'm hovering over my drawing like that, and it helps me just kind of get real detailed and real smooth lines. But because I have a camera directly in front of my face, um, I pray every time I make a line because I feel like it's kind of shaky or not so smooth. But thank you. I love inking. It is a joy to me. Oh man. Yeah, and if you've got some artwork, if I haven't followed you on Instagram or anything like that, if you have one, put your link in the comment section, and I would definitely love to, support you in that way. Love to support my fellow artists. Let's give her dreads. You know what? Let's give her some dreadlocks after I make these wings. So the wings should come out like this. Oh yeah, that's kind of hot. I like that. This being inked would be nice. Not really sure why I haven't. I was thinking about it today, like why haven't I started doing these drawings when I was like before of the biblical characters and stuff, and goddesses and angels and demons and stuff. I've always wanted to do it since I was a kid, and just I never did it because I was so scared of what the church would say, and I've had a lot of backlash from them in my upbringing, so it kind of put a lot of fear. And I know that's probably the logical reason, but if I look back at like all these great artists or any artist period, they're really bold and they really don't care, and they fight the grain, and kind of wish I can go back to my like 14-year-old self and just smack myself in the face and be like, yo, just draw and create your characters, and by the time you're 30 something, you'll have a darn encyclopedia of amazing characters that you'd be proud of. Maybe they're not phenomenally drawn or anything, but at least it'd be something I'm proud of. So, I'm happy to be starting now, I guess. I would be happy if someone took the mantle when I'm dead and gone and continued creating these characters, which is my hope and dream. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to finish this now, at least. But I think ancient text and Bible stuff and all that stuff could be drawn out in a more accurate or historical form for people to study and continue growing. And that's what I'm trying to do. Not that she's, like, it's got to make you wonder if you were an artist back in 1350 BCE and you had a chisel and a stone, why didn't you make it look like a woman? You make it look like a little statue of this, look like almost like a little dwarf-looking character with a hat and a beard, and it's really weird statues and stuff like that. When you can make these really attractive goddesses, but maybe they like those kind of looks. Maybe that's what they thought was attractive. I don't know. It's weird how we all change in history. But gosh, I am allergic to these gloves so bad. Okay, back to what I was doing. So here's the lion mane. We have her lion mane here. Very simple. It's held together by some string and rope or a necklace. And the shadows on her need to be, so I need to start drawing the shadows so we can know. Oops, hit the mic again. I'm going to draw the shadow line. The shadow should come in and be a part of the form. So right here is probably a dark line for her elbow crease. Just to make some elbow lines. Boom, boom, boom. Nobody has a perfect elbow. I mean, she is considered like Aphrodite, so you know what? Her hand is too short. She needs one of those long arms. Oh, and thank you for watching my other live stream about me doing it outside. I actually didn't think anybody was going to enjoy that at all because there's all the cars going by. I wish I could do a live stream at the park, but there's too many people there and too many kids. Oh, come on, Josh. What are you doing? Oh, her hand looks so good. What am I doing? Making noodle hands. My goodness. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's the first time I've reacted to any kind of glove too. But it's either the glove or art itself is making me sneeze. No, because I wasn't blowing my nose outside. I don't think I was. It's got to be on the end. Well, I mean, no, I wore them outside though. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's this microphone. Maybe I'm allergic to the microphone because that's the only thing close to my face. That could be it. I'm gonna look into this. Whatever it is, it's bothering me to the extreme. It's nice wearing these gloves, though, I must say. Yeah, the honks were great. It's funny because they don't honk usually during the day here, and then just when I do a live stream, they decide to honk. They can't see me, so I know they're not honking at me. It's just the way the world works. That's what it is. When it can't happen, it will happen, you know? Okay. All right, and now for the shadows on the hip. We want to leave a little bit of room for ambient occlusion and some light diffraction off the side. Which makes me need to finish her face then. 6 a.m. My gosh, you're watching YouTube early in the morning. It is 9 p.m. where I am at, my friend. You are a bold watcher of the YouTube at that early in the morning. You must be staying up, working on something or drawing or something, because at 5 a.m. in the morning, I am asleep. I need to practice waking up that early, though, honestly. It's probably better for my drawing habits. Problem is, I never know when I'm going to do a live stream. I just know I have to do it in the daytime. I would do it once a day. It's kind of a practice for myself. I just don't know when I'm going to get to do it, which kind of sucks. I wish I could give people like a planned schedule, because I know that they're like, Josh, when are you going to do this? We can't just be making our lives around hopefully meeting you. It's probably why I don't have many people watch my stuff. It's because they never know when I'm going to get on. But it is what it is. Yeah, this is like a nitrate-free glove. I don't know. What it... let me see the box. Nitrile. Sorry, not nitrite. I don't know why I keep saying nitrite. Promedics, nitrile gloves, non-sterile, non-medical, ambidextrous, because I don't know how that works. Kitchen, garden, cleaning, decorative. Oh, that's the culprit. It's in Shandong. I don't know. Non-medical use. Maybe that's why, because it's non-medical. No idea. But they work great for drawing. I know that for sure. You never slept? Why aren't you sleeping? You gotta get some rest, dude. Are you a night owl? I'm a night owl. When the nighttime comes, I get that all the energy, ready to draw. That's me. I'm glad that you're here. I know they should call them sniffle gloves. Or not? They shouldn't call them nitrile. They should call them nostril gloves. That's what they should. See, look at that. Okay. Come on, goddess. So she's looking pretty hot stuff. Her boobs could be a little bit better, though. Tell you the truth. But it's provocative. I feel you there. I've been there. The sleep schedule, night owl thing, and then next thing you know, you're rabbit holing on YouTube and figuring out why the mysteries of the universe are so complicated. Yeah, I enjoy the night. It's like it's the only time in the world that I feel comfortable with like doing anything is because like the world is quiet. I feel like the daytime there's so much going on, there's so much productivity going on, and it just kind of bothers me. But at nighttime, it's like everything shuts up and I can actually think, for a second, which is nice. So I feel you there. And the sleep schedule messing up. Yeah, I used to have a job where I'd work nights all the time, and you feel like you work all, you don't get to do anything through the day. So when you get home at night, you're like, I got to make the use of it because I got things to do. And then next thing you know, you're like, I got to go back to work. Sucks. When it happens. This microphone's bouncing every time I shade. Okay, so her leg's here, so she's got a shadow here. And then, of course, this is a deeper spot, so... Made some really good improvements on my comic book today. Today was mostly spent on watching movies and trying to figure out how to fix my storyline issue for the graphic novel comic book. And, you know, I'm very happy. I'm very happy about that because I was stuck on a few things and, oh my God. Son of a gun. I do apologize. This is called the Sneezing Cast, live stream of natural sneezes on air. I can breathe. But, you know, yeah, thank you. It's really cool to figure out storyline because when you're writing a script in a kind of a book format, because I decided I'm going to write it as a book written format first and then translate it into the graphic novel. And she's part of this. That's why I'm doing these drawings because they're all part of the whole story of Ehud in the Book of Judges. So it was really good to find out that how I could translate the three books into one. Three books altogether of how the story's going to go. So I'm going to be going on to the comic book live stream whenever I do it again to explain the story and try to write it out for people to see, live. Because I don't want to hide anything about the comic book creation. I want them to kind of I don't want people to be like, oh, well, why did you do this and this when I have something I can refer it to, which is an actual live stream. And talk about the creation of the writing process and stuff, which is cool because it's a 3-part book of not just Ehud. It's mainly about, the first book is going to be about the king Eglon, the fat calf king, who's the main villain. It's about his story and kind of why he's, how he became the person he is. And, he didn't start out fat and he didn't start out like the king, and why he was able to rally up the Amalekites and the Ammonites, who are barbarians pretty much, and heavy traders in the region, who took over Babylon at one point, I believe. But Moab, being an enemy to Israel, how he was able to get the blessing of God himself, the God of the Israelites. That's an interesting thing that I think a lot of the Bible doesn't talk about. Is it says that God blessed Eglon, king of Moab, and it's well, why would God bless and strengthen? I think it's strengthen. I don't know if it says bless. I apologize if I put that in there, but strengthen Moab and King Eglon, and that's a huge thing. If he strengthened him, then he must have had a hand in helping him. Now, what did the spiritual side look like? Well, here's one of the gods, and if any of these gods had any relation to the Nephilim or the Watchers of old, then we have a whole new storyline I got to implement, right? So it's really fun. I got to okay, well, now I can see where the gods had a hand in possibly being the demons that the Israelites thought were demons, but actually were, fallen angels, or the watchers of Nephilim, or the children of angels. that had an influence on encouraging God to strengthen Eglon. And Eglon, his story and how he became kind of maybe attracted to men and had this urge to be gluttonous in all these different ways. And then, but that gluttony would be his doom. So yeah, really good story for the first comic. And then the second comic, of course, would go into Ehud and how his tribute to Eglon would lead him to assassinate Eglon. And then, of course, the third one would be the war itself, of how the war actually happened and how Ehud would rally up the Israelites to kill 10,000 Moabites and become the judge, the great judge he became of Israel. And yet, after he's dead, after he's gone, like what happened to him? They don't talk about him. He didn't become king or anything. So it was really cool. It's a great development today. I know it sounds like I'm spoiling stuff, but there's so much to it that I could tell you the whole thing and you still probably wouldn't grasp like 10% because there's a lot. It's 3 books on the physical world, and then there's probably going to be 3 books in the spiritual world, or at least 1 book for sure. But I don't know. I have to think about the 3 books on the spiritual world. I'm going to go through all my tissue. It's definitely these gloves. Yep. It's got to be these gloves. Good grief. Oh my gosh, I'm dying here. Okay, we're almost done with her. She use a armband here. Do this little design of an ovary. That's not an ovary, but it could be. Could be an ovary. Kind of would make sense. And then pull these feathers out a little bit more. And then yeah, I think she's good. Time to start inking and start developing her as a character. I think that's good. Maybe a bracelet here. Maybe 2 bracelets. And a ring, because rings are kind of hot. Okay, that's all she needs to be. She is fine and dandy. Now for the pins, because I don't want to be here all night. We're going to start with the 003, something very fine. The music. Of course, all these ads. Okay, so I'm going to start with her face. No, I'm going to start with her shoulders. Fill in a little bit of this area. I'll come down to here. Probably get most of her outline done today, but then tomorrow I'll have to continue her actual detailing. Let's just zoom in. Okay, let me get my head around here. I apologize if my hair gets in the way. It is what it is. Golly, son of a gun. I feel bad for all the watchers. Like, this guy has some medical issues he has to work out. Well, this is true, guys. I do have some medical issues. All in my brain. Not buying these gloves again. Or it could be this mic. I don't really know. This mic is like right against my face. Probably should put it away from my face. What am I doing? Stay there. Ugh. Neat. If you're still there, what side of the world are you on? Because if you're at 6 a.m., that means you are probably in, what, England? Just taking a big gamble. Europe? You don't have to tell me exact location. You know, keep your stuff discreet and stuff, whatever. But I'm just taking a gamble of where you're at. Belgium? What's 6 a.m.? I mean, there's got to be, what is it, 8 hour, 9 hour, 10 hour, 11 hour difference. That's that's across the world. Imagine Korea would be that, honestly. Germany, darn it. I should have thought it. Germany. You know what? I was going to move to Germany this year, but we decided not to. Never been to Germany, only Frankfurt Airport. But I got a lot of friends in Germany. All my German friends are quite amazing people. Actually, we're going to move to Austria. But we only were going to move to Austria because a friend has a place there. But they said Germany is like, you know, right there, bada boom, bada bang. So we can go visit Berlin and work in the film industry stuff there, because that's my main profession is film work. So they said they need a lot of marketing and film and graphic design work in Vienna and those areas, and then Berlin is a major hub for filmmaking. So, you know, that'd be dope. And a lot of my actual gamer friends who are a part of my card game. I have a board game, trading card game. There's quite a few buyers. A lot of people who play trading card games and board games in Germany. Actually, they're some of our best buyers, which is really cool. Wish I could speak German though. Danke. That's all I know. Danke and all the other racist things like Volkswagen and what's another one? It's another super racist German word. That's all I know, actually. That's it. Danke and Volkswagen. I hope Volkswagen's German. See, I don't even know, man. Us uneducated Americans are pretty brutal. What makes it so depressing? I would love to know from a German perspective. My buddy who's German, he moved away from there, and actually, he doesn't really want to go back home either. Um, he's from up north of Germany, and he's like, there's nothing there. He's bored and stuff. But I'm like, man, I guess for foreigners, maybe it's just the idea of Germany is attractive. How about this? Tell me the worst thing about Germany to you and the best thing about Germany to you. If you're going to try to sell someone on Germany or tell them not to come for this reason, what would you choose to say? I could tell you about Texas. I'm originally from Texas, so Texas, really great place if you want to eat barbecue and all the meat that the world could ever provide. Or if you just want to shoot and blow up random crap, that's the place to be, man. The freedom in Texas is quite amazing. Up to a certain limit, of course, of what you're talking about freedom. Like, they don't, drinking and going to bars and hooting Hanny and riding bulls is fun, which makes Texas great. But when it comes to, like, logic and a lot of understanding of liberal understandings, they don't really handle too well with that. And they're quite racist in many ways, too. Not all of Texas, but then, of course, majority of the parts. So there are some bad things and some good things, yeah. The worst thing about Texas is you have to drive everywhere. And the driving is terrible. Everyone is a terrible driver. Everyone's a drunk driver. And there's a lot of shootings there that happen on the basis of just school shootings and random crap like that are idiotic because lack of education. There's a lot of lack of education in Texas. But Austin is quite a nice place. And, yeah. It's okay. You don't have to tell me the pros and cons. I get it. I have some German friends. They say the same thing. They just say they're bored out of their minds there. There's nothing going on, nothing happening. But Germany's quite a big place, But I like the slow stuff. I enjoy Spain and stuff like that where things are super slow and you only have like a village. Like I like villages where there's one coffee shop, 2 or 3 restaurants, one market, and a whole bunch of old people. Like I love that. That's like my dream because I've lived in the city for so long. I'm just tired of hearing honking horns, sirens, helicopters. Here in Los Angeles, we have literally every other night is, helicopter over my roof going, please drop the weapon, get away from the vehicle, get out, stop the car. Like the police and the helicopter just yelling at them like, we will shoot you. It's just nonsense because people are crazy here. People like to be alone. Yeah. I think people like to be alone unless they know how to have fun. People forgot how to have fun these days, I feel. Oh, crap. These commercials. But I feel you. I like old lore and history. And that's why I like Europe, because it has so much craziness. The thing about like Germany, if you ever tell anybody from like you go to Texas and you say you're from Germany, you know, like Los Angeles, they'll be more respectful for you. But in Texas, I feel like they would say something super like offensive because that's kind of like their lack of, not everyone in Texas, of course, but Houston, I could speak for, and the circling outer part of the towns would be like, oh, you're from Germany? You must be like part of Hitler's clan or something, you know, because they don't know what they're talking about. And because they only saw Schindler's List and they can only imagine Germany as a war country against America, you know. And I feel like that's a lot of people. But you go to Austin, they would never do that. But that's why I kind of left Texas, is because I'm Korean and everyone keeps on thinking I make pho and I eat kung pao chicken. And I'm like, what? They're like, hey, I love your sushi. I'm like, yeah, I love my sushi too. Go Korea, you know. So, but that's why I kind of want to go to Germany, because I like the idea of the history there, the culture, people. I mean, you guys are all. I mean, I don't know how you think you guys are, but every German I've met has been a freaking nice human being and super well educated. The education level just astounds me in so many ways. And you guys speak like 3 languages and stuff, so Americans speak English, Ebonics, and some sloppy Spanish. That's most of us. I'm gonna have so many Americans mad at me. Oh well. I'm not saying all Americans, but we as Americans should know who I'm talking about. I don't speak it fluently. I understand it pretty fluently. I don't speak it. I used to speak it fluently, but then I was raised. I don't know if you know what a redneck is, but it is a white man who was raised in the country of the boonies of America, and you know, country folk. And so I lost all my Korean, and I can read and write it. I can get around. I can speak to the old angry people a little bit that are yelling at me in Korean, but the dialect I learned was actually a southern dialect, so it was a very uneducated dialect. I'm from a place called Busan, and it's south of South Korea. And yeah, so I can get around with that, but I'm learning Spanish right now. I would like to finish learning Japanese, and Arabic is one of those languages I want to learn. I've been trying to, you know, encourage myself to do. How do you say sup, homie, in Korean? Is that what you're asking? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that there was a TF. Hey, TF. I thought it was Nia because I just glanced at it and I thought it was the same icon. I didn't even look at your name. Hey, TF, I am watching your. I'm so sorry again. I missed your live stream. I actually saw that you were doing it, and then I had to go. I had to run and go do an errand, and then I forgot to get back on to to start watching it and finish watching it. So I apologize, but I'm gonna watch it. It looks really cool. You're doing Dumbo. You did Dumbo, and I love Dumbo. Dumbo's the best. I love Disney characters. They're wicked great. I saw you had a good amount of people there. You're chit chatting with. That's cool. Yeah. I'm just jacking up the jawline of a goddess. Oh, she's gonna be pissed. Oh, that's rad. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm responding to the rad part to the message you said before. And then we lost a fellow community member recently. I imagine that's passed away. I am very sorry about that. It was someone you knew personally, or just someone part of your crew, or like, because you seem to have like a well knit little, like not a little, but like you have a well knit crew, a part of your YouTube. So that's pretty rad. How you have so many awesome people there. But I'm sorry you lost somebody. That is never a good thing. Oh man, that sucks. You know, that's kind of an interesting thing because I realize that on YouTube there's a lot more of a bolder encouragement than there is on Instagram or other social media platforms where people actually care for each other and stuff. And I'm really, really impressed by how people, you know, care for each other. Hold on, let me fix this real quick. Yeah. Sorry for your loss, man. That's is always a terrible thing. Especially if you're close with the person and there's history there involved. It's never a good thing. Never easy. And there's nothing you can ever say to a person to make them feel like, you understand and it'll be okay or whatever. It's it just sucks. Death is a sucky, crappy thing. All the way through. But I did hear that scientists have found a gene or some kind of chemical that might reverse the genes of de-aging to help us live twice as long. So I'm excited for that to be perfected before I die so I can live forever. My wife says she doesn't want to live forever, but I told her I am putting her mind into a cyborg and she will live with me forever. That's not her choice, if I can afford it. I'll have to fight everybody on the planet to do it, but I'm going to do it. I think a lot of people are afraid to live forever, but not me. Unless the apocalypse happens and there's nothing to live for, but then... Golly. Yeah, it's always unexpected. It really sucks. Oh my God. If you haven't heard TF, this is the allergy channel where you get to hear all the different types of sneezes by the human body. Oh my God. I'm dying. I did not mean to say that. Sorry. I am just blowing my brains out. That's what I mean. Yeah, sneeze counter 3. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yep. Whew. Oh, my nose. Okay. Death is a funny thing, and I apologize for it. And I don't mean it's like funny when someone dies. I just mean it's one of those things that we, all of us, all humans, are fighting to understand. And what has it been? A million years, and we still can't figure it out. We can't figure out what happens afterwards. We just make up, things, or we'll try to fight against it. Or we're getting better though through medicine and the evolution of technology and stuff, which is great. And we have to say one thing at least, is that in our time period, your time period and my time period, we get to live in a time where it is actually almost possible to technologically, maybe it is possible to live forever or become cyborgs or AI, all this kind of stuff, which is, I doubt the Egyptians in, 1100 BC were thinking, oh, there's got to be some artificial intelligence coming up soon. But they were still working very hard to create the pyramids and the tombs and mummification and all these really wild interpretations of it. So maybe we're not fully right, but it definitely feels close, especially with our space travel and the admittance of aliens being existent and the government and all that kind of stuff is kind of cool. So I don't know. Maybe by the time we're like 90, another 40 years or something like that, or 50 years, we'll be there, Don't know, but I'm excited about it. Okay. So she's looking good. I like what she's doing. She's looking pretty hot. She's not showing any too much. She's not showing any nipples. She's not showing her area, and she looks like a goddess who could destroy the. She's the mother of many 70 children or something. But I'm going to set you guys up with a short video while you guys use the restroom and blow my nose one more time. It's a 2-minute video of just, one of the places I traveled. I don't know what country it is. I think it's Myanmar or Laos or one of them. So forgive me if the sound is too loud, but just enjoy. This is like my commercial break. I figured it'd be better than me just leaving you with this blankness, Here we go. Okay, guys. Ad time, yeah. Whoa. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was my trip to Laos, I guess it was. Laos is one of my favorite places of Asia because it was just so beautiful, and the people there were just the sweetest people. I mean, lovely. As you saw, some of those children, oh my gosh, they were just. Those were Hmong. Some of those were Hmong children, and Hmongs are kind of a hidden culture of Asianness that lost their actual country long ago, I think it was, and they're kind of countryless. So they're just a people group, but they're a shorter people group actually. Yeah, the fighting chickens was awesome. I was like, can I gamble on this? Like, am I allowed to? Do I feel right about doing it? But I'm like, it's in a foreign country. I've never done it. I kind of want to do it. I didn't get to do it because the chickens were just. I think they were being prepped or something. I don't know what they were doing. I don't even know if they were really fighting, but I think they were fighting. Kids were using them as their playtime, but I truly. I love traveling, and I just found that I had all these videos lying around, so I was like, you know what? There's a lot of times where I need to like go do something, and I don't have anything to like let people watch and give them something that's kind of fun. So I figured that would be, I'm gonna do that for my breaks now. I don't have like a whole bunch because I didn't finish editing a few, and I have a couple short films that I might use. Break them up in a few little segments. My film working isn't as good as my travel videos. My travel videos are way better than my short films because I'm not as good as a director as I thought I was. You know what I mean? But we live and we learn. Okay, so Astarte is looking good. Monica Bellucci. That's my reference model. If you don't know who Monica Bellucci is, then you haven't saw The Matrix, I guess, or any other. I think she was in a James Bond film at one point, but she is primetime stuff. Before Sofia Vergara, before any of these other I think she outbeats Angelina Jolie and pretty much any other female, to be honest. Yeah, she is. She's pretty amazing. It's probably because of her lips. Her lips are what really sell her a lot. There's not too many people who have that lip thing going. When she's younger, she looks like a Kardashian mixed with Angelina Jolie. But yeah. I used her because she's got the goddess look. She's kind of voluptuous, but she's also not too skinny. She's got the perfect amount of curves, but she also doesn't have perfect curves, and that's what I didn't want. I didn't want perfect like body. I can't, like, it's almost unattractive to me to see like a woman who's like, I guess you would say perfect and like perfect hip shape, perfect bone structure, and all that kind of stuff. It's just kind of like, well, there's nothing really to to draw there. It's all, perfect. I don't know how to explain that. What do you guys think? Who do you think is the most, I guess, I wouldn't say attractive, because I guess it can be categorized in two different ways of like, who do you think is really beautiful, but who do you think is like the perfect model? Like if you were to draw any female, you're like, this is the chick I'd go to. Because I'd probably have to say Monica's one for like this very goddess vibe, but then For an action star superhero, I'm probably gonna lean more towards who's Mad Max chick? Golly, what is her name? Tall woman. She's in Mad Max, Fury Road, Furiosa. Okay. Hey, TF. Hey, peace out, dude. I'll definitely thank you for joining in and have a great night, man. Thank you for everything. I'd be surprised if Nia's still on. Probably like 7 a.m. there. The sun has risen, I'm sure. That's funny, yeah. I feel you there. Okay. Going strong with the Red Bull, or just the energy, the natural human body energy. I've probably drawn more shirtless guys than I've drawn any other object on the planet for sure. I think that's a fact for sure. Yeah. That's definitely what it's all the comic books, man. Pretty much every comic book character that is shirtless. They just color it to where it looks like they have body armor or something on, but it's really they're just shirtless. That's the truth. Well, I'm impressed, dude. You deserve an award, honestly, because I'm even about to be done because I'm struggling here. Not with too much tiredness, but with my face exploding with snot. It is it's quite annoying to me right now. Today's really exceptionally bad compared to the other days. Don't really know why, but it's driving me mad. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some weird angle for a second. Well, I hope you enjoy my sniffing. Sniffing ink. That's what I'm gonna call the show now. Sniffing ink. Do you have allergies? Can you not breathe? Join me as we sniff and ink together. Swear, man. I feel bad for all the viewers. They're like, dude, this guy's got some issues. He's got to really take some medicine. But you know what? Maybe that's just my catchiness of can you be sick and draw at the same time? Are you really that talented of an artist? No, you're not. Not until you're sick. Not till you're throwing up from all the snot. Then you're a true artist. The new Insta challenge. Oh, nice. Animator style. So then, let me ask, what is your least favorite anime? What's the one that drives you insane? I like that. That's hilarious. Sniff and ink merch. Gloves, anybody? I could just like make gloves with like little snot marks and stuff. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, what anime do you not prefer? Let's amp up this light. Is that true? I've never actually watched that one. I can see that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that stuff either. Definitely have to be adults. So then, what's your favorite? And what's the anime that you're hooked on right now? I don't watch any more anime these days except for like movies. Like I just got done watching the Heron and the Boy and some other one. Can't remember right now. But I stopped watching animes after I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion many years ago because it jacked up my life for 3 months. I was so depressed I couldn't even go to school for like a couple days because I was so depressed from that anime. Just the mental breakdown it did to my mind. God, son, Ninjutsu. Kaizen, huh? Thank you. Sneeze counter 4. Half of my soul has been blown out of my body. If you're just joining me on Ontology, please like and subscribe. If you want more sneezes, please like. Okay. I don't know what it is, dude. I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my mic out tomorrow and just keep it in front of my face. If I start sneezing in front of it without the gloves, I'll know it's the mic. If I just wear the gloves tomorrow and I start sneezing, then I'll know it's the gloves. Otherwise, I mean, I don't know. It could be all the technology around my face, like the camera, the phone, the light, the iPad, and the computer and stuff. Good grief, I feel like a freaking robot. Yeah, I'm suffering, dude. And it's only when I draw, too. It's only when I draw here at this table doing this stuff. And I've cleaned this room and the table so hardcore, so I don't know what's happening. I wonder if this piece is leather in front of me. No. What would make me sniffle? It's a mystery. But I'm sorry for anybody who watches this live stream and is like, dude, this guy's got problems. I'm sorry. It is Not my fault. I mean, it is my fault, but I don't mean to be. You know, I close all the windows because, I mean, I do leave them open all day, but at nighttime I close them because, well, it's pretty cold at night, so I don't want to like freeze to death. But yeah, I'm almost pretty sure it's the gloves. But then I would imagine if it's the gloves, then my fingers and my hands would be itchy. You know what I mean? I figure that's how allergies work. And then again, it could be this little microphone pad that's on front of the microphone. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out tomorrow. I can't be doing this all the time. I can't be sniffling every time I draw. It's like, because the moment I leave this room, I'm fine. And the moment I go outside and walk my dog or something, like, game over. It's like no more sniffles, no more issues. So it's got to be something in this room, on this table, or something around me right now. You know, don't know. Only Astarte knows. She's looking hot though. I'm actually pretty impressed by how she's looking good. She's looking good. For some reason, it's telling me to do this. I don't know what's telling me to do this. It's bothering me. That's what it is. There we go. Gosh, that was killing me. All right, I'm gonna do 2 more minutes, and then I'm calling it because my face is still leaking. Nia, it was great to have you on the channel and talk to you, because well, you and TF are the only people here, but you know TF is gone, and you know you've been fun to chit chat with, so it's been great. Glad that you stayed awake and decided to be on the live stream. Definitely makes me happy. Love to see your artwork too. So when you post or do anything like that, just let me know. And if I can support you on social media wise, then let me know that too. Oh my gosh. I'm like dripping like a waterfall on my face. Okay, just to give a preview of what the. Hey, no problem. Always my pleasure. Before I leave, I gotta show my viewers of how I'm going to be detailing it tomorrow, so don't leave people hanging. Curvature of the body goes this way, not this way, right? I mean, it does go this way too, but the main curvature is going to be like this. There we go. Okay. And then I'll fix the thick lines on the edges later. Yeah. But that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow, yeah, hey, you too, man. Get some sleep and enjoy. Man, I call you man. I'm so sorry. I can't even assume these things. I'm so sorry. You could be a female. Dude or dudette. Enjoy yourself. And I do hope that you enjoyed the podcast and or the live stream, and get some good rest. Don't overdo yourself, because the body will eventually break down into ashes if you don't sleep and get some solid you time, in the dream state world. The dream world is fantastic. Allow Astarte or some buff guy take you into a magical realm where you can fulfill your dreams. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. This is Josh Sniffle, the hell out of a lamb at Inktology. I do thank you for visiting, watching, and enjoying this live stream of Astarte. Tomorrow we will continue her hotness and her detailing as a goddess of fertility, of love and war, and probably a few other things. So, yeah, you guys rock. Nia, you rock. And dream well. See ya mañana, or as they say in Germany. I don't know what they say in Germany. I'll have to Google it, but tomorrow. Oh, right. And one last thing. If you're a creative, make sure you go create. And don't sniffle. Bye, bye.